Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Monkey Mind coming to you live from Chicago. Today has already been kind of a challenging day for me. I have a puppy, as you all know, and today was going to be his first day at the doggy daycare, and I dropped him off, and they were like, oh, if you don't hear from us, then, everything's going okay, and he'll be fine. So he loves other dogs, and we always have a good time when we go to the park. And so good morning. And so I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to go for a bike ride, go get a coffee, do good morning. I'm going to do, some things with my day, dog free, right? So I get all the way home, which is, literally only like 5 minutes away. It's around the corner. And they call me. And they're like, I'm sorry, it's not working out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you're right. He has really bad separation anxiety. And as soon as he realized that you weren't here, he just basically lost it. He's cowering and sad, and he doesn't have the same confidence when you're not here. And so I had to walk back over and get him. So he's here with me now. And so it's just been really challenging because I just love him so much. He's such a good dog. He has really good manners in terms of he knows his commands. He's great with other dogs, but for some reason he's super, super attached to me. So we're going to work on it. If anyone has any really, really good suggestions about that, I'd be happy to hear them. I've tried a lot of different things. Good morning. Hi, John. How are you? And it's none of it's working. So I'm hoping that with some maturity, he's not 6 months yet, but I'm hoping with some maturity and some time and some more intensive training, we'll get through it. But it's really challenging because it's not realistic for us to be together all the time, as much as I love him. So anyway, today I was thinking about a phrase that I heard from a friend of mine who had gone through AA and was participating in AA, and it's called God-shaped hole. And the reason it resonates with me so strongly is because, I was talking to someone who was in a relationship, and it was not a healthy relationship. And basically this person was saying, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep bringing something into my life that's so hurtful? And that God-shaped hole point, popped in my head, and I didn't think of it at the time. But I think we really, really will attract what we believe about ourselves. Okay, so that's my quote for today. You do not attract what you want, you attract who you believe you are, right? So if somewhere along the line, as you were growing, good morning, you got the message that you were unworthy of, love and trust and kindness and whatever that looks like for you, you will constantly bring things into your life, like it or not, whether you know it or not, that are going to keep proving you right. And until you can change that belief system about yourself, you're going to keep going down that same path. You're going to keep attracting those same things that are going to keep proving to you what your self-worth is, whatever you believe that to be. And until you do some work around that, and until you start to fill up that hole in yourself of loneliness, of insecurity, of self-loathing, whatever it is, you're gonna keep filling it up with those same things because that's what you truly believe about yourself. Unfortunately, it's sad because a lot of people don't even realize where that comes from, and so that's why they call it the God-shaped hole. But I kind of think it's like a U-shaped hole, or like an emptiness. It can be a spiritual disconnection. It can be, a disconnect from your own self, I think. And so, when you start to realize, wow, I must really believe this about myself, it's super painful, and it can take a lot of time to kind of peel back the layers of where those belief systems came from. Good morning, Stuart. Hi. Where do those belief systems come from, and how do I go about filling myself up with a better beliefs about myself? And the first piece is always self-awareness, right? And so if you're someone who constantly is doing self-destructive things and making choices that aren't, good morning, Chris, how are you? Nice to see you. Constantly making choices that aren't right for you, and you know that, but you can't quite figure out why it keeps happening and why you're on this spiral of bringing things towards you that aren't good for you. That's a good place to start, is what do you truly believe about yourself, and what are you trying to prove to yourself over and over and over? And like I said, it's not easy, but you may need someone professional to talk to. You may need to go back to sometimes in your childhood, in your past lives, whatever you believe about that, to figure out, you know, where your values and belief systems about yourself came from. And if you don't have a very strong spiritual connection, you know, you may need some other guidance besides that. I know for myself, one of the things that was really powerful for me, which I've mentioned to you guys before, is you know, the mirror work of talking to yourself in the mirror like you would talk to someone you love and care about. And when I first started doing it, like, I literally couldn't look in the mirror and tell myself that I loved myself. I couldn't say the words without just like breaking down and being crushed by that. And it was a really, really huge eye-opener for me, because I was like, wow, like I've been walking around in this life and I never really, good morning, it never really hit me that I was so disconnected from myself. But over time, as I started to realize that, and I started to pay attention to the things that I was bringing to myself and repeating certain patterns over and over and over, and pleasing and striving and doing all these other things, I started to peel back the layers of that and recognizing where that came from and learning about that, you know, being a child of an alcoholic, you know, someone who had severe mental illness. You know, you learn certain things, you learn codependent behaviors, you learn not to value your own feelings because your own feelings weren't valued when you were growing up. There's no room for anyone else's feelings when you're in a family who has that tornado, right? Everybody else's feelings get pushed to the side and you become the plate spinner, and, you know, you're jumping from problem to problem to problem, just trying to make sure everybody's okay, and you're empty inside, right? So, you know, if you can figure that out, figure out where that hole lies for you, and start to fill it up with some self-care and some behaviors and some changes. And a lot of times it's about leaving things. It's about leaving bad relationships. It's about leaving bad habits, bad jobs, bad patterns that we have. And those times can be very painful and scary, because it's lonely at first, because you think, well, what am I going to do? Who's going to be my friend? You know, I'm going to miss stuff. And it's scary and painful, but at the same time, as that hole gets filled up over and over and over, and it gets better and better and better, and you start to feel, you know, better about yourself, then, you know, the universe starts to send you things that are about that new belief system. And it's really a beautiful, amazing process. And if you can get there little by little by little, day by day by day, you'll be glad you made the journey, because your life will change and you'll be able to help other people change their lives, kind of like these videos. So that's my big God-shaped hole speech for today. I hope you guys are doing well. It's pretty muggy out there today, so we're gonna do some dog-related adventure things, and I'm gonna be calling some trainers and reading some more books. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Peace.